There are tons of Nintendo series out there. There are the ones we commonly think of, Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Wii Sports, that have reached huge success. And then there are the ones that, while they might be great games, have so much more they can give. There are a good collection of these series that either are underutilized or underdeveloped, that could in theory be able to reach much greater heights. Pretty crazy, I know. But what are these series that have so much potential? And which Nintendo series has the greatest opportunities? That's what this video is. I mean, that's like the title, so yeah. Hello all 354 of you, I'm Redkwan, and what Nintendo series has the most potential? So what series are even in the running for this, and what exactly is the criteria and the aspects I'm looking for? Well, I'm really looking for more gameplay possibilities than for sales growth, although that might be a factor for some games if they haven't found widespread success in the past. I'm going to go through what the series are, and why they have so much potential, and where they could greatly expand in the future. As for the game series I think are some with a large potential, the ones I'm going to be talking about here, those are Animal Crossing, Star Fox, and Mario Kart. I feel like all three of these Nintendo series have so much more they could do, but which one has the biggest upside? Well, that's why we're here, probably. I'll start off with Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is already a pretty big Nintendo series. Some people claim it's even bigger than Zelda based on silly little numbers like sales. Yeah, I don't buy it either. But even though Animal Crossing is already pretty big in terms of sales, and might not necessarily have that much higher to go in that department, the gameplay possibilities are undeniable. There are so many places the series can be taken. Animal Crossing is a pretty unique concept, where you live in a virtual small town, with animal villagers who you can talk to and perform tasks with, and experience different events. But while that's a really open game concept that invites plenty of possibilities, the games have honestly not lived up to that potential so far. The things you can do are pretty limited, and the number of activities are very small. Most of the things you do are just small little insignificant tasks for your villagers, and the size of the locations are pretty darn small too. It could be so much more. There could be tons of different activities and different areas to travel to. The things you do could be more than just fetching some item or delivering some letter. It's not even really worth bringing up some of the possibilities because there's just about anything that could be implemented, but I probably should, otherwise it would look super lazy. You could play games with your villagers like golf or cards or something, or maybe you could just have small mini-game activities like that. Or you could have some cool missions that you could do, like trying to save one of your villagers from a horde of baboons. But seriously, anything is pretty much possible. Animal Crossing as a series has such an open concept that it could be taken just about anywhere. I think bringing the world to life a little more, having locations, and making the activities available to the player much more in-depth and fun could take the games from being good to some of the most exciting and entertaining games out there. Another series with a lot of potential is Star Fox. Star Fox is one of those series that probably was way ahead of its time when it first started, and then just didn't change anything ever again, and is now way behind the times. But that's okay, because that just means that a truly revolutionary Star Fox is in order. Star Fox games haven't ever been the biggest of sellers either, and although they have sold decently well in the past, they do have a big opportunity there too, and a great new game could really push the series forward in terms of sales as well. Star Fox games are all vehicle shooters, which are pretty limited in their scope. A lot of the time, the missions are very linear, and that's where all the potential comes in. Star Fox can greatly expand on what it's done in the past, and maybe opening up the limited controls and environments is the first step in that process. Maybe Star Fox could become something of an intergalactic Metroid, or even if it kept things more in the shooter space, it could have a much more in-depth story, or have huge environments and crazy space battles. It might even be a pretty cool multiplayer game if they really wanted to add that too. Having ship battles, maybe in sort of a team-based format, could be really cool, I think. I wouldn't want them to do exclusively that, but as a side thing, it would be pretty cool. Mostly though, Star Fox just really hasn't moved beyond the gameplay style it started with, and I feel like if it went all out and incorporated some of the cool ideas I mentioned, although I probably didn't come up with anything too cool, I think it could become a super great series and probably become more of a fan favorite. And the last series I think is a contender is Mario Kart. Mario Kart games are definitely fun and they sell really well too, consistently placing as one of the best sellers on every Nintendo system. But that isn't to say they're very unique, at all. No, Mario Kart doesn't really change much up. And while it might seem on the surface like there aren't a whole lot of places you can take a kart racer, I would argue that there are, actually. That's some quality script writing right there. Mario Kart games have so much potential, I think, because they really haven't used any of the potential they've had. they really haven't expanded on the kart racing thing any further than from the beginning, only really perfecting it. But at this point, I mean, it's pretty perfected, so they have the opportunity to take it any number of directions. Crazy Rocket League style or other wacky battles, track editors, even gimmicky stuff like the Double Dash karts. It's really all out there. Even boss fights and different things of that nature are definitely doable and would make the game so much more unique and valuable. So which of these series has the most potential? While Mario Kart and Star Fox are both very able to become significantly better, it's Animal Crossing that I think has the most possibilities. The other two are certainly full of them as well, but many of those possibilities are just because Nintendo hasn't expanded on them as much as they should, while Animal Crossing is just full of them by nature. Either way though, all these game series from Nintendo can be greatly expanded, and hopefully they are, because there are mountains of gameplay possibilities for each of them, and they could become way better because of it. Well, I'm Redkwan. What do you think about Nintendo series and their potentials? You probably never thought about it before because it's a pretty obscure idea, so I don't really know why I'm asking, but if you have something to say, you can say it, I guess. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyways, I'm Redkwan, thank you all for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all later. Goodbye.